Maybe we can invite Baidu, Tencent, and Youku back on stage. You want to come and join me, gentlemen, and we'll have some questions? Plenty of food for thought. I think Colin's probably stirred things up a little bit there as well. Some of those huge numbers banded around, 600 cities, 270 million plus above middle class in the next decade. By 2020, China will be the world's biggest economy. If you've got questions, I urge you to put your hand in the air. We're going to have a roving microphone. I'd quite like a bit of interaction. I've been watching the Twitter feed and seeing there's been lots of comments. Just to kind of get things kicked off, I'll fire one over to you guys. Colin said the challenge is not China's size, it's keeping pace with change. We've all seen your companies grow incredibly quickly. What does it mean for brands who are trying to interact with consumers through your channels? Lee, maybe you want to...
Yeah, sure. Okay. From my presentation, I'm pretty clear to mention about our platform just as a complementary media to TV. This is part of a strategy. And the other things is we provide some content solutions to the clients. Maybe as a... In past, when advertising people and the media people, they sit together, they brainstorming. And the problem is that most of the time, they just stand in the brand point, but they leave the users behind the contents. But now, but they still can communicate with the users through media buying or through some buying media mix. But now, this magic is just gone. Since the technology progress and the media consumption is changed, the users finally to win back to over-control the contents. So that's why now more and more advertisers or agencies, they start to involve creation of contents. The problem is those kind of method wouldn't work since nature of the contents is made by media. So for the future, the advertising people, advertisers and the media side, we need to work together and we need to think about finding some balances. Someone is from brand standpoint and someone from user standpoint.
Yeah. So we want to mix our advertising, straight advertising mix and our content creation for driving.
You're right, yeah.
And obviously creating lots more content works very well for Youku, but it's obviously going to play into your hands as well because the more content, the more people want to find it. It plays into both your businesses. Have you seen this rise in professional content in China? Is it increasing? Are we going to see a lot more of it?
Yes, it is increasing, but I have to say that quality content is not the strong suit of Chinese people. In this attempt to rush things out, I will just go back to your first question about why change and speed is more important than innovation and quality. It used to be all right if you just work in Singapore or other parts of Southeast Asia. If you went to work at 8 a.m. and finish at 7, you would have been deemed a very hard worker, right? From 8 to 7, yeah. Usually it's people's 9 to 5. Yeah, but in China, when you work from 8 to 8, you're just a normal worker. That's 12 hours, okay? So that's how hardworking and how hungry the Chinese people are. But sad to say, in relation to your second question, quality and innovation is kind of got compromised along the way. So speed is very crucial, but yet quality is something that we need to work very hard on.
And maybe we'll push that across then, say, when do you think that's going to rebalance? When the pace maybe will drop off and the quality will come up?
It probably won't rebound.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's very, I don't think that will happen in the near future. Yeah, so the pace is so fast and the competition is fierce, right? So the people just cannot stop. And so I don't think that will happen in the future.
Both of us are taking the red-eye flight back to Beijing because of work.
Yeah.
Are you working on the flight as well?
No. The next morning on Wednesday.
Yeah.
So we don't think there's going to be any letdown in the pace of change. We
Yeah,
think
not,
it's just
not in the next few years. That's my opinion.
okay. Have we got any hands? Any questions from the audience at all? I see a hand in the air. The lady in the blue will come towards you with the microphone. Can you just say who you are and where you're from, please, before you ask your question?
Okay, I'm Vishnu from Havas. One of the fears that's always been expressed about China is that, along the lines of the question that is being raised just now, is the lack of creativity will almost act like a brake on its progress. And this has often been discussed in forums, it's discussed inside China, it's discussed at large conferences. I wanted to ask all three of you, as what you as companies are trying to foster creativity within your organization.
So what we're saying is, one of the things that may slow the pace down, what Vishnu is saying, is the lack of creativity. So doing so fast to create new things, but not coming up with originality maybe, and the accusations have been made. He wants to know, within your own companies, what are you doing to creatively push the envelope to make sure that you keep creativity and pace at the same pace? So what's exciting? What's new? What are you innovating?
Okay. I think for video part, I think technology progress is going to be lower the entry barrier of interactive and the format of you can create. For instance, when the iPhone is developed from iPhone 3 to iPhone 3G, iPhone 4, now is iPhone 4S. It's not just only the chips or the system upgrade. It's about the content, what type of content you can create. And normally you use iPhone 3 to do something like micro-blogging in the online. But if you use your iPhone 4, then you can use shooting and editing. So all of this creation and production from mobile size will highly enhance user-generated content. That will be a very big profound for marketing and industry.
Okay, so you think the answer there, I think, then is UGC is going to harness the capability of new platforms.
You're right.
I think Vishnu. I'll answer Vishnu with this quote. Someone said of Steve Jobs, to create is good, to copy is genius. Okay, because Steve did not invent many of the things he brought to us. He just saw it and then he managed to integrate it. So that's one way to look at creativity and innovation. And that's the way China is headed. Only because of a cultural baggage. You have your intellectual property, which must be present if you want to cultivate innovative society. So that must be in place, and it's going to be. It won't be any fast. It won't be anytime soon. When you look at the amount of DVDs that are available, when you go to China, the pirated DVDs, Okay, so it's a cultural issue that can't be solved very quickly, and then the way to do it is to just to copy and then make it better. And what we are doing internally is to say that innovation is not a new invention, but made of marginal improvements. So that's how we define innovation. So if you look at our product QQ, there's always a new version launched every year, and it gets better and better from what it was originally, 12 years ago, when we copied ICQ from Israel. So that's one way to look at it in terms of creativity and innovation.
Yeah, I just want to echo back to Jeff's comments about the innovation. So, I had worked for Microsoft for 5 years in US. So Bill Gates, it's great. He is a great leader. But for Microsoft, Windows, the concept of Windows and Office was not created by Microsoft. So they copied from other small firms, and they acquired a firm which created Office. And now Office, I think the revenue of Office is more than $20 billion a year. Okay, then let me talk about Baidu. So actually we have a lot of innovations. I showed some examples. of the search format, I mean, at Baidu, right? So we try to meet the needs of our customers. And let me give you some data. I think data is more convincing, okay? So about 2 years ago, we have the K account. We have K account customers, which are like the P&G, Unilever, HP, all of those big names. And we have the small and the medium-sized business. So 2 years ago, the percentage from the small and the medium-sized businesses of our total revenue was like more than 85%. Okay, so the K accounts, so the percentage of K accounts is very, very small. But this year, so in 2011, and the percentage from K accounts of our revenue is about almost 30%. Okay, so the growth rate, as I just showed in my presentation, so the growth rate of revenue for Baidu is like 90% or kind of like 80%, right? But this year, the revenue, the kind of like growth rate of revenue from the K account with Baidu is more than 150%, 150. So it's huge. So Greg just asked about the questions, I mean, so about branding, right? So how we serve for all of those big brands. 2 or 3 years ago, we had a challenge at Baidu. Because the big names, those big firms, they don't like to use Baidu, I mean, to kind of like, to sell some shampoos, to sell some like chips, like potato chips. They have a lot of store space in the supermarket, right? Why they do that? So we didn't have a lot of customers from those big firms. But since we had the innovation about, of the brand zone, so as I just showed, right? So those more and more big firms wanted to kind of like do business with Baidu because they think we have great forms for them to show their brands. So they want to build very strong brand equity and image. So I think we have achieved part of that goal by innovating some good products. So
we have an iterative approach, building on what others have and improving and making it better, and then we have better services for advertisers to grow your businesses on top of that. Okay, seems clear. And do we have any more questions? If not, I will have to go to the break. We have no more. These gentlemen are with us. Remember Jeff's promise. He's only got 5. I don't think you're going to get out of the room, Jeff. Please put your hands together, though, and thank you to my guests, Lee, Jeff, and Jim.